The following situation unfolds in an area where months of heavy fighting have left the landscape devastated, with only a few shattered tree trunks still standing across the battlefield. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier resting alone among the damaged terrain. Believing he has found concealment, the soldier remains motionless beneath a thermal blanket draped over his body. Several minutes later, a nearby Ukrainian strike drone unit is directed toward the reported location. Even as the aircraft approaches, the soldier continues lying still beneath the cover. Moments later, the FPV drone reaches the position and launches a sudden attack before he can react or relocate. In one sequence, a Russian soldier panics and begins running across open ground as a Ukrainian drone closes in from behind. He stumbles and falls while trying to change direction. Nearby, another Ukrainian drone rapidly approaches a Russian soldier traveling by motorcycle across the battlefield. At the same time, separate footage shows a soldier hiding beside a tree being located by a drone. Even another soldier concealed along a roadside position is unable to avoid detection as Ukrainian drone teams continue searching the area for targets. This time, a drone operator from Ukraine's 414th Magyar Birds Unit is tasked with searching a cluster of ruined buildings after reconnaissance teams report possible Russian troops hiding inside. The FPV drone enters a heavily damaged structure and begins carefully scanning room by room through the debris. After several seconds of searching, the operator notices movement in a corner cluttered with broken furniture and scattered equipment. Hidden among the wreckage is a Russian soldier attempting to remain out of sight. The discovery leaves little time for a response. Moments later, the drone rapidly adjusts its course and launches a direct attack inside the ruined building. The following situation unfolds near Ukraine's southern border region. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier shortly after he crosses a barbed wire obstacle and continues moving across the area alone. Focused entirely on the route ahead, the soldier appears unaware that his movement has already been identified and tracked from above. He continues toward a line of leafless trees nearby, possibly searching for a temporary resting place or a position where he can conceal himself. After reaching a larger tree, he appears to slow down, likely believing the location offers a measure of protection. Moments later, a Ukrainian strike drone unit arrives in the area. This time, the soldier notices the approaching aircraft and immediately attempts to fire upward in an effort to drive it away. For several tense seconds, he continues engaging the drone while standing near the tree line. But as soon as his weapon falls silent, the FPV drone rapidly descends toward the position and launches the attack. The following situation unfolds near a forest edge where a Ukrainian drone observes a Russian soldier stepping out from the tree line with both hands raised above his head, signaling an apparent intention to surrender. After walking a short distance into the open, he places his weapon on the ground and waits. A few seconds later, 3 more Russian soldiers emerge from the forest, carrying their weapons above their heads, clearly indicating that they no longer intend to resist. The group gathers near the first soldier and leaves their equipment behind. The drone continues observing the scene carefully, detecting no signs of hostile activity or attempts to engage. After confirming the situation, the drone operator begins communicating through a loudspeaker mounted on the aircraft, directing the soldiers where to move. The group follows the instructions and proceeds into a more open area. Once there, the drone signals for them to lie down and await further instructions. Moments later, 3 Ukrainian soldiers approach the location, secure the surrendering troops, and escort them toward a nearby Ukrainian position for processing and questioning. According to released footage, Ukraine's 42nd Mechanized Drone Brigade Perun detected Russian troops attempting to move through the battlefield using a stripped-down improvised vehicle. As a Ukrainian drone rapidly descended toward the position, the soldiers abandoned the vehicle and scattered in different directions in an effort to escape. Moments later, another drone redirected its attention toward the vehicle and carried out a strike. The pursuit continued as drone operators tracked the fleeing soldiers into nearby woodland, where several hiding positions were subsequently identified and engaged. According to footage shared from the region, Ukrainian drones reportedly carried out strikes against a Russian oil refinery in Saratov Oblast, targeting a facility considered important to regional fuel production and military logistics. At nearly the same time, reports indicated that an oil pipeline in Kirov Oblast was also on fire, with flames and smoke visible from a considerable distance. The incidents highlight the increasing use of long-range drone operations aimed at disrupting energy and logistical infrastructure far behind the front line. The war in Ukraine continues to intensify across the Donetsk direction, one of the most dangerous sectors along the front line. Newly released footage captures a pattern that appears repeatedly across the battlefield. Russian soldiers are seen moving alone through exposed terrain, often without nearby support, clear direction, or reliable protection. Some attempt to hide behind damaged trees, inside thick vegetation, beneath abandoned vehicles, or even inside drainage pipes scattered across the combat zone. Yet time and again, FPV drones manage to locate them. The footage reveals how modern drone warfare has transformed the battlefield. Soldiers who become separated from their units often find themselves isolated in terrain that offers very little real protection from aerial observation. What appears to be a secure hiding place on the ground can quickly become vulnerable once a reconnaissance drone begins searching the area. Several sequences show Russian infantry attempting to relocate after realizing they have been detected. Some run toward tree lines, others dive into bushes or hide among battlefield debris. A few remain motionless, hoping concealment alone will be enough. In many cases, nearby FPV drone teams are quickly directed toward the reported positions and begin narrowing the distance. The recordings also demonstrate how difficult movement has become for infantry operating in heavily contested sectors. Open fields, damaged villages, forest belts, and abandoned defensive positions all present different challenges. Yet each environment remains vulnerable once aerial reconnaissance establishes contact. Even in wooded areas, drone operators can maneuver through obstacles, maintain control, and continue tracking movement beneath the tree cover. Perhaps the most striking aspect of the footage is the consistency of the pattern. Isolated soldiers continue appearing in locations far from support, often without air defense coverage, electronic protection, defensive drones, or coordinated assistance. Some attempt to flee, others search for concealment. But once their location is identified, the situation changes rapidly. Overall, the video highlights the growing importance of reconnaissance, communication, and FPV drone coordination in modern combat operations. It illustrates the challenges faced by infantry operating without sufficient support, and demonstrates how quickly movement can be detected across today's battlefield. More than anything, the footage shows how drone warfare continues to shape the tactical realities of the conflict, forcing both sides to adapt to a battlefield where remaining unseen has become increasingly difficult. The following sequence was recorded in the Lyman direction, where drone operators from Ukraine's 59th Assault Brigade Signum are seen pursuing a Russian soldier through a densely wooded area. Attempting to escape, the soldier weaves between trees and branches while looking for a place to hide. In the middle of the chase, he loses his footing, stumbles, and falls, giving the pursuing drone the opportunity to close the distance. According to released footage, the Signum unit deployed more than 30 drones in a single day across the Lyman sector to locate and engage Russian troops attempting to establish positions or move through forested terrain. The footage repeatedly shows isolated soldiers hiding behind tree trunks, inside shallow depressions, or beneath natural cover. Yet once detected, nearby FPV drone teams are quickly directed toward the area. Overall, the recordings highlight a recurring battlefield pattern where isolated infantry operating without coordinated support, defensive drones, or effective protection faces increasing difficulty remaining concealed on a battlefield dominated by aerial reconnaissance and FPV drone operations. The following operation reportedly took place near Taganrog, in Russia's Rostov region. Drone operators from Ukraine's SBS Battalion No. 1 detected a Russian Tu-142 aircraft positioned at a military airfield. The Tu-142 is a long-range maritime patrol and anti-submarine aircraft derived from a strategic bomber platform. After the target was identified, a Ukrainian strike drone was directed toward the location and carried out the attack. Shortly afterward, operators reported spotting another Tu-142 aircraft elsewhere on the same airfield. A second drone was then redirected toward the newly identified target and rapidly moved in to strike. The operation did not end there. During continued reconnaissance over the area, Ukrainian drone teams reportedly detected a Russian Iskander tactical missile system positioned in a marshland launch area near Taganrog. After confirming the coordinates, another strike drone was dispatched and launched an attack against the missile system. The footage highlights a coordinated effort aimed at locating and engaging high-value military assets far beyond the immediate front line.